welcome to Paint Night. My name is Lindsay, and I will be your artist/instructor for tonight. How many people have been to a paint night before? All right, a couple. The rest of you are in for a really special treat. I mean, everyone's in for a really special treat, but those who haven't been to paint night, I want to set all of your worries aside right from the beginning. If you haven't painted ever, or maybe since elementary school, that's completely fine. You are in the right place. You're in a safe place, a place with alcohol. Okay, so alcohol, number one, makes painting better. Number two, we're just not going to allow negativity in here. That is our one rule. Only positivity. It's about fun. It's about you having a good time. Because of that, if you don't want to paint exactly what I'm doing, I am going to walk you through this. But if you want to do something different, even if it's just the color scheme, or if you're like, I listen to instructions all day at work, my boss was telling me things to do, I have alcohol and paint in front of me, I want to do whatever I want, do it. My feelings won't be hurt. Have fun. Yes, I know you're going to. He's already told me. I will help you with mixing colors. If you're like, oh, I want to do a different color. If you decide you want some blue, you're welcome to get more blue. The colors that I had you put on your plate are just a starting guide. Most people everyone uses a different amount of paint. You might use more, you might use less. If at any time you need more paint, let me know. I can help you out. I know movement is a little hard in here, or you're welcome to come and get your own paint at any time. All right? So we're going to get right into it. Just jump right in. But one more small announcement. If you have those fancy smartphones and you like taking pictures, we like that too. We are very social at Paint Night. We've got all of the fun things. We've got the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram. All right, follow us, like us, friend us. We want to be your friends. And if you follow us on Twitter, you'll be the first to learn about our special promotion codes and really cool special events that we do. So just kind of throwing it out there. All right, we're going to get started. You have 3 paintbrushes in front of you. I like to say that with these paintbrushes, we've got a Goldilocks situation going on, right? Because we've got the Papa Bear, we've got the Mama Bear, and we've got the Baby Bear. You could also call this small, medium, and large. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say Papa, Mama, and Baby, because it's fun for me. Okay? We are going to start off super simple with our Papa Bear brush, that biggest brush you've got. And this is a place where from the very beginning, if you want to do something a little different, do it. Be brave. We are just going to paint our background color. Mine's going to be this like very light, yellowish, orangey color, kind of like macaroni and cheese, if you will. But if you want to do a different color, go for it. So for me, I'm going to do my macaroni and cheese. It's going to be yellow with just a tiny bit of red. Just a little bit. The red is going to try to take over really quickly because the red is really bossy. And the red is a lot stronger than the yellow and is going to want to try to take over the world. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit at a time. I'm also going to add a little bit of yellow just to make it a little more opaque.
You mean white? No?
Sorry, you're totally right. I'm adding just a tiny bit of white to my yellow and my red. I know, it's okay. Thank you. If I forget anything, just let me know.
I'll ask you.
All right, please do. So I've got this, I think Crayola would call this macaroni and cheese. Little delicious. So I'm going to use my Papa Bear brush, and I'm just going to paint the entire canvas with this color. Now, I know this seems like, what? But our brush is really big. And we don't need this to be a really thick coat. We're going to be putting stuff on top of it. So I'm actually going to use just a little bit of water on my brush as well to make it spread better. So I'm going to dip my brush in the water a little bit, get a little bit of water in this paint, and then just use nice big brush strokes on this canvas to start covering it. And if you see a little bit of white, you can just go over it. But it's okay. If you get a little texture, that's great too. All right, so now is your time to let your artistic self out. Just get used to what a paintbrush feels like and have fun with this step, okay? I'm going to walk around. We can talk colors. We can talk mixing. We can talk alcohol. Whatever you want. Okay? Yeah. All right. Look at you guys, you speedy demons with these backgrounds. All right, I need your attention once more for the next instruction. Okay, so I do have to tell you, my favorite thing about paint night is that even though theoretically we're all doing the same painting, they all turn out totally different because you're unique individuals and you get to put your own twist on it. And I love that in this painting, from the very first step, we already have that. If you look around, even those who just did the macaroni and cheese thing have a different shade. Everyone's is individual. It's really cool. So embrace that part of it, because I am going to really keep reminding you. So we're going to start doing some of this background stuff. I will tell you that with this painting, it really all comes together with our final steps. We're going to do all the black last. So don't worry if it doesn't look like you're seeing that it's just shapes, because with adding the black is what makes the shapes and the bird and the leaves and everything stand out. So we're just going to do that background to set that up now. All right, so we are going to put Papa Bear away. When you're not using a paintbrush, you can just put them in the water cup. They can just kind of have a spa day for a little while. This keeps the paint off of everything and also kind of gets them ready for the next time you want to use them. So we're going to put Papa Bear in the spa and going to bring out Mama Bear, that middle brush. So before I start doing the leaves and the cool shapes in the background, which you can really just go crazy on, I want to mark out where the bird is going to be. Now, if you don't want to have a bird, now's a good time to decide that and just be like, I'm not doing a bird. But if you are going to do a bird with me, just pick up some white paint with your Mama Bear. And we are going to do 2 circles and a triangle. All of you are capable of this, right? Super easy, I promise. Okay. So, I'm just using Mama Bear and my white paint. I'm going to put my bird right around here, so in the bottom left corner about. So I'm going to do one circle about this size. It's almost an oval, I guess. And you'll notice it's not going to show up completely white. It's going to blend in a little bit, and that's fine. I actually like that. So this is the body of my bird. You can make him as pudgy or as slender as you want. It's up to you. I like a nice round bird myself. So see, it's blending in a lot, and that's completely fine, as I said. It's not totally at the bottom. I'm leaving room for his legs. All right, and once you have the body, we're going to do another circle for the head. Smaller circle. Watch out, I dropped some paint right there. I'm going to get it in a minute. I don't want you to get on your shoes. So I'm going to do another circle for the head, right around there. I love them. They're so cute. Already, I can see it. They're going to be birds. All right. Now, I told you we were going to do 2 circles and a triangle. You might be like, but the tail isn't totally a triangle. It is. You just can't totally see the point of it. The 3rd point. So I'm going to choose a space inside my bird's body where my triangle is going to begin. And I'm going to do his little tail like that. So see how it's a triangle? Can you kind of see that? You're just not going to see the third point when we color it in. It's his tail feather. So it ends up looking like this. I'll get it for you, yeah. I love that we have all different sizes and shapes of birds in here. We're gonna have a flock. All right, so now we're just gonna leave that bird be. We're gonna play with him later. This is just so that we know we're doing the rest of our stuff around him. So I'm gonna wash off my mama bear. I'm not gonna be using straight white. I wanna be able to mix colors. So I'm washing my brush by dipping it in water, and then I'm gonna dab it off on my paper towel. Do we need another minute? Can I see a show of hands if you need another minute for the bird? We have a couple people who need another minute for the bird. I'm gonna let them do their thing. This next step is super easy to catch up on, all right? So I'm washing off my mama bear brush. All right, so when I did this painting, when I made this painting, I pictured the things in the back as being leaves, but then once I did them, someone said, oh, they're feathers. So honestly, it could be either. It's kind of whatever you think your interpretation is. I'm going to refer to them as leaves, but they could be feathers. They're similar shapes, actually. So I'm going to start doing these leaf shapes just in bright colors. My color palette is going to be all in the orange and red and yellow family, but depending on what your background color was or like what your decor is in your home, you can do whatever colors you want. So I'm going to start by making a pink. I'm going to add some white to some red and make a nice pink.
Are we using Mama Bear?
Yep, using Mama Bear. I washed her off to get some of that white off so I can make a nice pink. I might even add I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to make kind of a corally salmon color, actually. You can play around here with the mixing colors. And I'm just going to start doing these leaf shapes. So this is the basic shape. It's like a leaf or like an eye turned sideways. And I'm just going to do this and paint it in. One cool thing you can do to get a little bit of texture on it is instead of fully mixing your colors, like I've got my salmon, it's red, white, and yellow. I'm going to put it on my canvas or on my plate, and I'm going to mix it a little bit, but not all the way. So you see how it still is kind of tie-dye on my plate? There are still streaks in it. I'm going to put it onto my brush with the streaks still in there and paint it just like that onto the canvas. And see how it's going to give it that cool streaky look when I don't blend it in all the way? So play around with it. Start doing leaves. I'm going to walk around and show you what I just did. But start having fun if you haven't been already, which you should have been. Next, I'm going to mix kind of a darker red. I'm going to make that by adding just a tiny bit of black, just a tiny bit to some red to make that kind of maroon color. You can have some that are coming off the canvas, so like I'm going to do one over here that is just, part of it is over there where we can't see, like off camera. You can do the same configuration I'm doing or just whatever you want. This painting has a lot of openings for interpretation and your individual touch. If you want, you can have some of your leaves kind of peeking out from behind the bird. I'm going to do one over here, and I'm going to paint around his head. A little bit.
Did you add black or blue?
Ooh, blue. I added a little bit of blue, actually. I thought it was black until I mixed it. But yes, the plan was to add black, but you can also add blue. It also makes a cool dark maroon color. How are we doing back here?
Good.
Oh, I love that. Look how it's fading from the, that's like a perfect gradient.
Playing, yes.
Oh, you got it.
Thanks. Oh.
The next step will be, we've got these leaves that are colored in. I'm going to add a couple, switching over to my baby bear brush. A couple of you have a brush that looks a little different. It's called an angle brush. You can make thin lines just as well. Don't freak out. It'll be okay. Okay, but you're gonna grab your baby bear brush, and if you're not ready for this, don't worry. I'm just letting you know it's kind of similar. We're gonna do leaves that aren't colored in. So I'm gonna do a couple. I'm choosing orange. You can do whatever color you want. I'm choosing orange, and I'm gonna do that same shape, but instead of coloring it in, I'm going to do the leaf outline. So the way to do that is I'm going to draw a line straight down the middle, cutting it in half, and then I'm just going to do little diagonal lines on either side to make that leaf shape. And I'm just going to do little ones in different places around. But keep going. It's up to you. I'm going to do a few of these. Again, if you want, you can have some poking out of from behind the bird. Some of you have already started doing this, but we can start adding the little flowers. So they're actually circles, but I made them like flowers. So I start with the lighter color. Whatever your lighter color is going to be. Mine are in shades of pink. And I do a circle. And then I'm going to make my darker color. And I'm just going to do the circle on the outside of it. And it doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle. It could be a little off-center. Describe it how you will. It looks... So I'm doing these kind of floating because I'm going to add the stems later with black. So I'm going to do 3 of those. You can do more or less. And then I'm going to start just adding little circles. Just adding interestingness in my blank spaces. For the flower? Yeah. I did a pink on the inside, so it was red with white, a really light pink. And then my darker color was red and black, and it actually has a little white in there too. I kind of just used some of the colors that were already on my plate. You can use the mama bear or the baby bear for this. We're very quiet in here, very serious. Can I just have a quick affirmation that we're having a good time? All right, get back to your serious work, guys. Get back to it. We're going to take a little bit of a break to let these background layers dry before we do the black outlining, which is really just going to make it all come together.
Sorry.
All right? Oh, that's fine. You just jumped ahead. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. This is a great chance to either just continue chatting with your friends or use the restroom. It's back near that like green exit light, or get another drink. All right? Or get more paint. Yeah, absolutely. So in about 10 minutes, we're going to get back to it. If you want to keep painting, do your thing. I'm not going to stop you. We're about to start our second part of tonight's paint night event. And I like to do this sometimes halfway through. Everyone should have a drink. cheer. We're halfway through. We're about to do a really exciting part of this painting. So I'd like you to just raise your glass, do a cheer with the person you brought with you, your loved one or friend that you like enough to bring to this awesome event. And then a cheer to that awesome stranger on your other side that you've gotten to know. All right. All right, let's do this thing, okay? Let's do it. So we're just going to use black paint for the rest of this painting. Unless you want to do anything else, we're going to use black paint. For these steps that I'm about to tell you, I'm probably going to use the mama bear brush mostly, but it's up to you whether you want to use mama or baby. Mama bear, you can actually get a really thin point on the edge that you can make really thin lines, but obviously the baby automatically makes thin lines. I like the mama because I can pick up more paint at a given time, whereas the baby I have to keep dipping. Try them both out and see what you like, okay? So, I am just going to start outlining. I'm not going to outline everything like those background circles I did. I'm not going to outline those. I'm just going to let them be. But I am going to outline my leaves. Don't touch the bird for right now unless you want to. We'll do that in a minute. We're just going to start with the leaves. See, like my mama bear is actually kind of splayed. So I am going to use baby. I lied, I'm sorry. So take your time with this. These lines don't have to be perfect. They don't all have to be the same width. It's fine. It adds character if they're not. For these leaves, I'm going to do exactly what we did for the smaller ones. I'm going to outline the edges with black, and then I'm going to draw a line down the center. And I'm going to add the diagonal lines. And see how that pops all of a sudden with the black? So I'm also going to, let's just do the leaves, and then we'll do the flowers in a minute, okay? So just start with the leaves. Now walk around, we can talk, getting thin points. You have a name for it? You need a name?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's like a little dove.
Right?
Is it?
I'm about to make a leg.
Oh, yeah, it's a little baby dove.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at what she's doing right there.
Mine's better. Mine's better.
Can I see a show of hands of who is ready to do the bird? All right, let's take some more time. All right. Keep going, these are looking so good. Doesn't it make more sense what I was trying to articulate earlier about how the black really makes it pop? That's what I was trying to say, your canvas is proof. It's beautiful. Outlining is everything. So, and it's fine if you want to go back to the black detailing in the background after your bird, totally fine, but I do want to tell you about the bird. A lot of you have already spread your little wings and flown away with your birds, and I'm so proud. If you haven't, here it comes. Let's do this. Okay. So, I'm going to start by just doing basic outlining. So, I'm not going to outline the full circle of the head. See, I'm going to leave it open like this so that it's attached to the body. Do you see what I mean by that? I'm not completing the circle. However, with the behind, I am going to complete the circle. The caboose, the backside, if you will. We want a pronounced little tail feather for him to shake. All right. So basic shape outlining. All right. Once you've got this, I make the feathers in the tail by just doing some lines. You can do 2 or 3 or 4. Someone back there actually had the feathers coming off, like they're fluffy. You can do that if you want. You can put the eye as just a dot. The beak. The beak is a little triangle. That's completely fine. You don't have to totally outline the butt. I just like a little round behind.
From way back where I'm sitting, I didn't see the little dots.
Oh yeah, you can add those if you want. I love the shape. Oh, I love how many flowers you have. Oh my gosh, don't even do anything. Don't even mess with it. If you want. I mean, I just like them. They're just fun. The little dots. Just a little something. Something, something. All right, now we're gonna do the wing. If you're still working on outlining, that's fine. I just want to show you how to do the wing. I want you to just kind of do your own thing as much as possible. So a lot of you have done your own thing for the wing. I'm going to do a little oval in the center here. Not the complete center, dead center. That wing is smaller than that one, it's fine. So it's an oval. And then I'm going to do the effect of feathers with little half circles. So they're almost like upside down U's or rainbows. So I'm going to do them all along the bottom here. So upside down U's or rainbows. Or, you know, the golden arches of McDonald's with 3 arches. You can fill the whole thing or leave it partially feathered. And then make sure your bird has legs. Just to ground him. He's not flying right now. Just not right this second. I'm going to walk around if you missed any of that or if you have any questions. I don't actually have any more instructions for you, so it's just up to you to get your painting to a place where you feel finished and good about it. Take your time on the bird, though. I went quickly so that you could go at your own pace once I was done. But yeah, I'm going to walk around, and I'm so excited to see these birds come to life. About halfway through the event, we like to give about a 10-minute break. This gives a chance for the bottom layers of the painting to dry if you need this for a second layer on top. But even if you don't need that for the painting that you're teaching, it's just a good idea for people to have a break, get a drink, go to the bathroom, etc. All right, so it looks like people are finishing up. If you're still putting finishing touches on it, no worries. Keep working until you feel good. But I am just going to tell you what our closing procedures are. So, first of all, thank you so much for coming out. I do want you to just give yourselves a round of applause because you should be proud of yourselves. Okay?
I'm proud of her.
You should be proud of yourself and the person next to you because you did something really cool tonight and you get to take it home with you. All right? We do have paint night events every night of the week in bars all across the city. Tomorrow you will get an email that will give you a survey, and it will also give you a link to our Facebook page, which will have the pictures that Justin and I will take of you as you're leaving. You can tag yourselves. Again, we're on the social media. When you're all set, we have up here everything you need to clean up. We've got a trash can We've got a black bucket under the table here for you to pour out that delicious painty water. I'm going to ask you to consolidate the brushes in one cup here. There's also this tip jar that's for me. It's what I like to call the Starving Artist Fund, if you feel so inclined. Thank you again so much for coming out. I hope to see you at future paint nights. Thank you. All right. As you can see, my paintings did not turn out the same. The painting I'm doing while I'm teaching never turns out as good as the original. It's in some ways a work that requires humility because I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible so I can walk around, answer questions. I want them to see the step before I go around and try to be there for them. It's about the customers and it's not about me. So as artists, I know we like to take pride in our work and want to do the best we possibly can, but don't freak out if your painting you do doesn't look the same as your original painting. They don't care. They had a good time.